Toby here with KJF-TravelAdventures, and I'm at Magic Kingdom today for an annual Passholder preview of the new TRON Lightcycle ride. So let's go check it out. I'm here a little bit before my preview time, so we are going to head to the People Mover to see if we can get a glimpse of TRON on the way by. Let's go. No trip or vlog will be complete without a donut. So let's get a snack before it's our time to ride TRON. It's officially our preview time for TRON. Let's go see how long the line is. So I got in line by the teacups, and the line actually starts to the left of Space Mountain. We'll see how long this takes.
Should be in good health. You should be free from high blood pressure, heart, back, or neck problems. Prepare to be digitized into the world of TRON.
Team Blue, welcome. There are winners. And there are losers. Who are you?
All right, let's talk about TRON. So I've got my notes here. So we're gonna start with the pros. So the theming of the area, the ride, the attention to detail is just spectacular. The one caveat of that is, so they do this, they bring you into the grid right in that second pre-show room, and then you're all in the grid in the loading of the ride, and then the ride launches you outside before bringing you into the main show building with all the like theming of in the grid. So at night, I'm sure it's spectacularly lit up, but in the daytime, that was a little odd. That they brought you into the grid in the dark and the neon lights, and then they launched you outside, and then you went back in the building. But the theming of everything was really cool. The attention to detail was fantastic. If you're a fan of TRON, you'll notice all sorts of little details. If you're not a fan of TRON, it's still a really cool ride. I was definitely had its moments of thrill, like really a few moments that I was like, wow, like the launch, super cool. It's way smoother and easier to ride than Guardians of the Galaxy. I struggled on Guardians of the Galaxy. TRON was easy. I could ride it a bunch of times in a row. Super great for anyone. Doesn't go upside down. There's no inversion, so it's pretty smooth and easy to ride. let's see. I do like that they put the alternative ride vehicle on the backs of some of the cars. As we get into the con, we'll talk about the ride vehicle, but the alternative bench seating in the back is nice. I think they missed, and they should have one on the back of every train car, because the ride vehicle is pretty restrictive for the body types that can fit in, so there's a long line of people waiting for the regular car seat at the back. So I do believe I heard that they're going to put those 2 regular seats on the back of every train car, but they're only on 3 of the 7 now, I believe. So they're working on that. And for anyone who's been on Hagrid's at Universal, where you have to climb across the sidecar to get onto the bike, and that's super awkward and hard to do, Tron has this really cool loading system where the person on the faraway bike, you actually walk behind the bike and around and enter from the other side, so you don't have to climb over the first bike to get to the second bike, and you also exit off the same way. I thought that was really smart and way less awkward than trying to climb over the first bike to get to the second bike. They do have a test seat out front. The way our queue backed up for the preview, you were like testing the seat in front of a big long line of people. I don't know how that'll play out when the actual ride opens. If you're testing while people are sort of staring at you to see if you fit on the seats, that was a little weird, but they do have test seats out front that operate the same way, so you can see if you can fit or not. And there's a cast member out there sort of explaining the best way to get in and helping you see if they can fit, and then if not, you know when you get in that you need to wait for the alternative seats. There's restrooms over there, which I love, but my biggest bro of that is they put another water bottle refill location there, because there aren't a ton at Magic Kingdom. So that was cool. So now to the not so pros, some of the cons. We talked about a little, that ride vehicle. It's really cool concept, but you have to have a very specific body type, and it's not even for larger people. I've seen tall people who said they struggled on it. For a couple people I saw testing the seat that weren't large in the waist, their calves were what was getting stuck, because the safety bar wouldn't latch all the way around the back of their calves, which is what brings the back down. So I think that's, I mean, the test seat is nice, but I feel like that's sort of a bummer for people. You miss that experience of being on the bike part of it. The ride is short. I always wish rides could be longer. The one thing, so Disney does a really good job, I think, of attempting to accommodate mobility disabilities or people differently abled and how they get around, and explaining that and warning people. I think they forget that like claustrophobia and anxiety exists. There's no warning that for anyone who doesn't like small dark spaces where you cannot see the exit. The 2 pre-shows of Tron are awful for that. So the first part when you walk in from the outside inside is that small dark hallway that's very narrow, that's about the width of 2 people, that goes to a wall that is eventually a door, but you don't realize it's a door. You literally walk into this tunnel and it ends, and it's very small and dark. And then that opens into that pre-show room with the video, but you also can't see the door there, and that's also a very small room. So it was 2 rooms right in a row with no warning, right? Because I haven't been on the ride before, and I didn't want to watch anybody who went to like the cast previews to spoil it. So for me, who don't do well in dark, small, tight spaces with lots of people around, that was 2 in a row. That was really tough to sort of recover from. Like, it took me a second once we got through that second pre-show room, and you're still inside, so there's not even that like relief of like, oh, I'm outside now. So if you don't like small spaces and are claustrophobic, just be aware of that. And that is after, I believe, where you would merge from either a lightning lane, or if you had a disability pass, I believe you merge and then go into those. So it's not even like you would skip those if you had a disability pass because of any claustrophobia or anxiety. So a couple things to sort of, I've seen a lot of people talking about the disability angle of the seats and the mobility, but those are just 2 things from how I experience rides at Disney that I noticed. Overall, I loved the ride. I know people don't like the virtual queue system, but for me, who won't wait in a 6-hour line, I love the virtual queue system, because it means I might actually get on it again in the year 2023 instead of waiting for the crowds to die down. So just some feedback. I love the ride. I got to get Dana a Disney ticket so she can ride it because she's a huge Tron fan. So we'll probably be back. But that's all I've got. It was a great ride. You should do it. So I'm Kirby from KJF-TravelAdventures. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get notified when all of our new videos drop. Bye.